So it begins. What's going on, you guys? My name's Kirby Downey.
And I'm Jonny.
And this is the Call podcast. This is the part where we'll play some like human music or something.
Something fun.
Yeah. Human music. The whole idea of this podcast is just to talk, just have fun, chat with people, people that make things, people that design things, people that create things, just fun people that do fun things, and just chat with them about life, what they do, what inspires them, and whether or not they like to put the milk in their cereal first or last. It's always a big debate.
It's last. It's last. Wait. There's no debate.
I don't eat breakfast, so I've got to think about this one. No, you're right. It's last. It is last.
It's last.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Debate solved.
But anyway, Jonny, the whole idea of this whole podcast came around because Jonny and I got drunk and promised it to a few people. And from there, just snowballed in buying equipment, and here we are, just jumping into this. Quite excited about it. What about you?
Very excited. Most of our drunk ideas and escapades turn into brilliant things, so I'm sure this will be one of them in the long run.
To be clear, not all of our escapades are drunk, but they are pretty dumb.
We look dumb, but we ain't.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll get into like. Jonny and I have quite a few stories of going around to a convention called SolidWorks World, which is now called 3D Experience World. I've been to 4 of them. Jonny's been to the past 2 worlds, and got a couple of stories from there, and those kind of entail a lot of what's in our banner, which is pretty cool. So maybe at some point we'll do a little story time and just talk about each little element in there. But yeah, this is the banner that we've designed, which is just us and just cool little trinkets all around us. But yeah, the night that the night Jonny and I met was in Dallas. We went to a little CAD Monkey event kind of thing, and things got out of hand, and there was karaoke involved, which was great. It's really good fun from what I remember. But the next day is where everything just kind of solidified, I think. You know, we kind of like got roped into doing a Facebook Live thing. Really, really drunk. Well, not really drunk, really hungover.
Yeah, it was. It was our first conversation where beer wasn't involved. No pressure. You're just live on the entire SolidWorks network.
Yeah, I was just told, okay, Kirby, you're an ambassador now. You're going to show Jonny around. You're going to teach him the ropes. Jonny, you're new here. We're going to do a live stream, and you're just going to talk about what you're excited about. And we're just like,
yeah,
what now? Like, yeah. You can watch it back. It's quite horrendous. I think maybe we should link that somewhere down below.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. My hair is not a good look.
I was wearing the cowboy hat, wasn't I?
You were, yeah. You really got into the whole American Dallas.
Really got into the Texas
style.
Thing. I went out, bought a little Stetson cowboy hat, and wore it the entire time and became that guy. But I had some. I'm not going to go fetch it. It's upstairs somewhere. Maybe sometime I'll bring it out. But yeah, I just ended up wearing that hat everywhere, and it was quite cool because everybody knew I was the guy with the hat. I was the only person wearing a hat like that, which was entertaining. But Jonny, you do a bit of making and that stuff.
Yeah, little bits. A lot of my background in making comes from Star Wars costuming. So I work with a group called the 99th Garrison, which is a UK-based sort of sideline subgroup to the UKG, which is the UK Garrison 501st Legion, which is a worldwide organization. So a lot of my making is sort of helping fellow costumers, fellow people who want to help charities get their costumes up to a level where they need to be. A lot of my day job is computer design, using SolidWorks and such to design components. So people started saying, "Oh, could you do a bit of design for me in your spare time?" which the answer was always going to be yes. And then from there, it was sort of like, oh, whoa, I've got like an A4 sheet of paper full of stuff that people want me to do now.
Yeah.
So maybe let's roll with it.
Yeah, it's one of these things. Like a lot of the prop making and things that I always made, it was always something that I just kind of fell into. I was working at my factory, and they wanted to make some cool stuff, and Destiny was coming out, and I wanted to make a prop gun, and they were just like, "No, you can't do that." I'm like, "Trust me, it'll be popular." So I eventually made it and became one of the most popular downloaded item on the site. And from there, I just started making more and more props. And it wasn't like I always enjoyed video games. I still play video games all the time. I love it. But I just enjoyed being able to take something from this world that doesn't exist and just being able to hold it in real life. And I think that brought a lot of excitement into people's lives. I used to take these props to Comic-Cons and put them on a table and let people pick them up and touch them. Like, if you've been to many Comic-Cons, you always know that, like, whatever's on the table, you do not touch. You don't touch any of the expensive replicas or anything like that. We took it a completely different way. And like, yeah, you can hold Thunderlord from Destiny. You can pose with it and come and pick it up. Yeah, and just allowing people to get their hands on certain things. I think that's one thing that Garrison does as well, is that you don't just go to cons, you go to shopping centers and that to
get
kids excited about Star Wars or all that kind of stuff, but also raising money.
Yeah. The group I sort of run for the Northeast is a smaller group. And we've been doing sort of £40,000 a year on average for the past sort of 5 years. The group's 10 this year. I've sort of taken over running the Northeast the past 2 years. And obviously, apart from it, at the minute with the current situation, we would normally be out Saturday and Sunday every weekend, either in a local shopping centre, Tesco's, Asda's, that sort of place, just raising money for a load of different charities. And the one good thing about using sort of Star Wars and costuming is it pulls younger children in who probably wouldn't donate to a charity otherwise. So that the element of using cosplay and that sort of thing to attract a different audience to benefit different kinds of places is brilliant.
I mean, I went to the Lego store. I don't think it was some other Star Wars event later in the year. It wasn't May the 4th, but there was a lot of they had a lot of the Garrison in the Lego store. So there was a Darth Vader or someone with a R2-D2 droid and a couple of stormtroopers, and kids were just absolutely loving it because they didn't expect it. They're just running around a shopping mall and then they saw all these characters from shows and movies and toys that they have, and even the parents were getting excited because Star Wars is so multi-generational.
Yep. Obviously, it started in 1977.
With the facts.
Oh yeah. Hey, in my weekend business, you've got to be factual or you'll get destroyed. So obviously, that was sort of your parents' generation, if you will, was sort of hit with the first trilogy, and then obviously the 1, 2, and 3 came out, which sort of hit the people that are sort of within their 30s now, 35-ish.
Me.
That was the likes of my brother. And now his kids are sort of 4 and 5. And they're now absolutely nuts about the new trilogy. So it's spanning sort of 3 generations across. And as you said, the reactions we get, people just come running up to you in a Star Wars costume and they're just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's amazing.
I mean, you guys also pride yourself quite a bit in the accuracy of your costumes. Yeah,
the more screen accurate, the better sort of thing. There's a lot of research. When someone asks me to design something goes into it. It's not just sort of the time that it's going to take me to bash out a computer model and 3D print and finish the item. It's getting it as close to the screen you used as possible. A lot of the parts on Star Wars are reclaimed from other sort of bits and pieces of junk, really.
I think one of the most popular that comes to mind is Obi-Wan's communicator.
Yeah.
It's a woman's razor from the 2000s.
Yeah.
In the late 90s. So like, but I know you get pages like the replica prop forum and that stuff where a lot of people would help and share and help source parts and try and help each other to find out exactly what it's made out of, or help source 3D files so that they can make their parts. So it is very sharing community, which is kind of great.
No, it's good. There's a lot of Facebook groups that I'm on, and sort of sharing knowledge is another way to spread a bit of joy through it all. You can help someone else out without necessarily doing a model for them or selling one of your items to them. You can just help with a bit of advice and steering people in the right direction.
Yeah. I completely lost my train of thought there. I was going somewhere with this. Yeah. Cool. Stop. But you've got the Admiral Akbar cosplay thing.
Yeah. Well, the first costume I did when I had an absolute mop of hair, bad move, was sort of your typical farm boy in New Hope Luke. It's basically just a bedsheet and a pair of Levi jeans.
That's not too difficult.
No, it's a nice simple one to start with. So having the sort of longer mop hair, it suited pretty well. I used to have to clean shave on the weekend for it. That was the only downside.
Yeah.
And you've got your blue lightsaber out there. You're out in the public's eye, and kids recognize blue lightsaber. Oh my gosh, it's Luke, sort of thing. And then it was sort of like, right, I'm a bit bored of doing Luke now. It's a bit of a chore having to shave every week, having to keep on top of everything. A lot of people think that soft costumes are easier to wear than sort of your hard stormtrooper armor or whatever. Not really. It's still hot. You still stood around for long periods of time on your feet.
Yeah.
The worst part about being classed as a face character is you can't sort of not smile. You have to constantly be smiley and happy, and you're constantly interacting with people.
Yeah.
If you're in a helmet, you can switch off.
You can kind of see that like Disneyland and Disney World, where
it's exactly
those
that.
kind of characters like Cinderella and all that are always on it and always happy in that. Where those that are on like the goofy suits and that stuff can you have no clue if they're like hungover and just looking.
No, exactly.
Mess underneath
as long as you're portraying a character outside, you can get away with a bit more.
I think one of the scariest things as a child was there was always a driving home from school. I used to go past the Coltex gas station.
Yep.
And there would always be a little white bunny outside waving. I was like, I always wave at that bunny. I was like, that's amazing. And then one time we needed to get petrol there, so we pulled in and I ran up to the side to go and meet the bunny. And then I could see the guy's face through the big smiley face, and it's just this weird guy, just
not ideal.
Yeah, I was just like, that was creepy.
Yeah. Just on and off sort of shoot from that, we obviously do a lot of events in public stores, and that one of the questions we ask is any staff member sort of afraid of costumes? And one of our local cinemas, we have to be careful because one of the girls in there is scared of people in costume because when she was younger, her dad dressed up as like one of the dogs off the TV, and she thought the dog had eaten her dad.
That is traumatizing.
But yeah, so my first costume was Luke, and then I did sort of your standard stormtrooper. Everyone wants to be a stormtrooper.
I think it's easy, and they just look cool.
They look so cool. Everyone recognizes them within seconds. It's one of them costumes.
I've always wanted a stormtrooper armor set, but they be pricey. And like I could find some files and print it, but again, that's a lot of sanding.
Yeah, and sanding we don't like. No. You can do it if you're willing to put the work in. You can do like vac form kits, but then you'll have to do all the trimming and all that, which is what I did with the help of a couple more of the guys out the group. It's good fun, but my sort of role puts me more in an admin side of it, where I crew and look after people more than I'm out in costume. But that's just the way it goes. It's still good fun. You're still helping charities. And I see another side of it where I get to interact with people and be like, do you need me to help you take a photo? Do you want to know anything about the charities? Spread a bit of information in a different way.
Yeah, you get to talk to people a lot more.
Yeah, it's very interactive, and it's as tiring as being in costume because you're constantly talking, you're constantly interacting with people. If your crew member is sort of down and I can't really be bothered or whatever, you don't pull as many people in a way because you're not interacting with people as they go past. But yeah, it's all good fun. So after the Stormtrooper, then there was Admiral Akbar, one of the coolest sort of looking guys in costumes that I think you can find in the Star Wars universe. Exactly. Everyone knows that line. It's a trap. Everyone knows it.
It's things like that I love. That like a very simple just line that's just it absolutely has no significance. Whatever gets put out there, and all of a sudden becomes just so iconic. And like it's that kind of symbol that you can't. I'll call it a symbol. That kind of like symbol can't be created. It's just forms naturally. Just as a trap.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Rouge.
It's a rap. No. We'll have to link that. We'll have to link that video. It's so good.
It's a rap.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like this is what I really liked about kind of first going to SolidWorks World and then getting more and more of these makers involved is that we're all there because we use the same software, but we all connected because we were interested in the same things.
Same passions.
Yeah, we all had the same nerdiness underneath this, what we do on day to day. I mean, like you and I just got off on our house on fire because we both love Star Wars and we just have good crack with each other.
We just get on like a house on fire.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys there that there's a lot of people there that just have that same kind of nerdiness, that they've got that same underlying passion for something else, and I find that that's where people make the real connections is through kind of their nerdiness. I mean, like the project that we worked on this year at World was the Magic Wheelchair, which is a fun project that SolidWorks put together, and we got 2 build teams together to build 2 different cool wheelchairs. And our team, we worked on I'm going to do my screen share thing now.
I was just working.
Sorry?
I was just working on it as well, but you beat me.
Yeah, I've been like finding all the pages in the background. I press that button. It's all new to me, so I'm still trying to figure out application window.
Yeah.
Boom. Share. And then I press this button.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. That's amazing. So this is the Magic Wheelchair that we worked on, which is the speeder bike concept from the was it the Mandalorian?
Yeah, that was the new Mandalorian season.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun working across 2 different continents to put this whole thing together and give this wheelchair to a child. Basically, the idea of Magic Wheelchair is they're a company that do really awesome costumes for kids that have some sort of passion and something that they really enjoy, and then they create these really cool wheelchairs because a child in a wheelchair always gets looked at and like, oh, that's someone in a wheelchair. So they Magic Wheelchair does this whole thing of making this wheelchair look really, really awesome and make it become a wheelchair that everybody wants. And kind of that's not loading. I need to sort this internet out. But yeah, this is the one we made with Luke from JJ Industries, Bauhead Corp. They basically designed the kind of skeleton
off-road wheelchair.
It's an off-road wheelchair, 3-wheel wheelchair. Basically, he always had a passion for outside outdoor sports and like motocross and that stuff. So he wanted to create a bicycle for people in wheelchairs so that they can go up to 40 miles an hour through a mountain route. And we saw a couple of videos of that running through a forest, and we're just like, that's a speed bike.
Yes.
We need to turn that into a speed bike.
Yep. Totally.
We created this awesome little speed bike that was built in Canada. So I mean it's kind of jumping onto kind of what you were talking about with the Legion. Is just using your skills to create something awesome that just helps people out, changes people's lives. Whether it's something as simple as seeing a kid seeing Darth Vader, or Kylo
Yeah,
Ren,
exactly.
in a shopping center, to just creating something cool for a kid. Like Jacob, he only has spina bifida, so his disability is purely physical.
Yep.
Which means he has a lot more dexterity to be able to ride something like this. And he was just super excited when he sees people backflipping on these things. All of a sudden, he has this new idea of, I could do these kind of things.
I think it removed some of the limitations he thought that he was sort of stuck with by being in his wheelchair or whatever. He now has the ability to take this off road and do things he probably didn't think was going to be possible for him. Which is an awesome thing.
Within 10 minutes in this thing, he had never ridden anything like this, and he was riding it on his own under its own power.
Yeah, tell me about it, mate. I was obviously running in front, clearing the way, and I don't do running.
Yeah, neither of us run. He gets chosen to run.
Yeah, the team that's got all these nice tall thin people. No, the two overweight guys. Yep, you guys can do the running.
I gave up though. You did well. You did very, very well.
Yeah, mate. I went back to the football days.
I mean, like we at the convention hall, we were riding these things up and down the convention halls, and whenever someone tried to stop us, we're just like, "It's a disability aid. You can't do anything."
That had got to be the best line I came up with. Well, it's a disability aid, so I don't know if you want to go to the courts with it or whether you want to just let it slide. I think we'll just let it slide.
Yeah, I mean, there's a video of GP, the CEO of SolidWorks, riding it. That was like one of our dumb ideas. They're like, should we get the CEO to ride it? And we ran into him like in the hallway. And we're just like, the wheelchair's over there. If you ever want to go and ride it, go ride it. 5 minutes later, I get a phone call being like, the CEO of SolidWorks is here. He wants to ride your wheelchair. And we're just like,
yeah, because you guys are like, hey, GP, do you want to ride the wheelchair? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd love to, basically was his answer. No one tells Jonny that, GP is going to come over at some point in the day and wants to ride the wheelchair. So we've all been out there.
We had no clue, like, he'll be there in the next 5 minutes. Like, we thought he was on his way to a meeting or something, and he'll come by at some point.
We'd all been out for a few drinks the night before. No one's got the key for the wheelchair. So I then have to tell GP, oh, we do really want you to ride it. We just don't know where the key is at the minute.
Yeah, we had to phone Will and try and find him.
Yeah, who probably wasn't in the best state.
Yeah.
But we got GP in a wheelchair. There's so many awesome clips of him riding up and down the hall with a massive grin on his face. Awesome guy, running an awesome company, allowing people like me, Kirby, and Luke.
Oh, losing you there for a little bit.
Am I back?
Yes.
It was a strange one.
Nah, it's fine. What you downloading in the background?
Nothing today. I'm behaving myself.
For once.
Yeah, I'm too burnt at the minute anyway, so.
Do you want to explain what happened?
Well, I've been doing some overtime, and then I went outside for a little sit down to have my lunch, and then I fell asleep on a picnic bench in the 24-degree clear sun, and now I look like Zoidberg. And then Kirby's like, hey, should we do that first episode? I'm like, yeah, I suppose that's all right.
Yeah, we've got to do it. Yeah, we got to start this thing at some point.
Yeah.
I knew there was leading somewhere. I was like, do I say anything, or do we just have that little silence?
That little awkward moment.
Yeah.
No, but there's been a lot of good times between me and Kirby.
Yes.
A lot of,
Yeah.
I would say a lot of really, really dumb ideas that people laugh at you for and then go, actually, that's a really, really good idea. We need to do that.
Or like us trying to ram 2 massive suitcases into the back of a Camaro that has a trunk space of like that big.
I mean,
People
you
laughing at
ordered the
us
car.
later on being like, you guys look like you had a ton of fun. It's like, yes, we did.
Well, yeah. I mean, our journey to like 3D Experience World this year was possibly the worst set of delays, cancellations, reroutes that you could possibly imagine. And then we get there,
Great.
and Kirby is like, I want to rent a Camaro. I want a convertible Camaro. All right, yeah, cool. I'm game for that. Whatever. Both of us are there for a week and a half with a suitcase, and it's like, this thing has no boot whatsoever.
Let me load that up. Buttons, buttons, buttons.
Buttons.
Yeah,
I mean, we engineered a fix.
But yeah.
Yeah. We both look so dead in that photo. It's unreal.
Yeah, we couldn't really get this to work out. But we did. Like that. That's why I got a quick convertible. So we just hoofed it into the back.
Hoof the top down, shove it over. Jobs are good.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's those kind of adventures that just define. Where's this button? That just define the shenanigans we have. We even get a bit of a reputation for having a little bit too much fun. It's fine. Like the amount of time people will come out with us and have fun with us, they'll just next day will be like, that was great. And we just introduced so many people to so many cool other people, put them in a room together and see what happens. And like kind of that's where we want to lead with this whole thing. Is we've got a list of cool contacts, and we want to kind of chat with them. Just have fun with them.
Yeah, we want to chat with cool people and share cool people with you guys, and just say, look, this is what amazing things they create or what amazing things they do. Here's how you can do it at home.
How they like their meat cooked. Just
yeah.
Yeah, we want to make it like as natural as possible. We want to kind of have fun.
Unscripted, free flowing.
Yeah, just us, really. That's why get ice cold brew.
Cold brewski, eh?
Yeah. So our next episodes and that stuff will be done live. We've pre-recorded this one so that we can, you guys can have something to watch while we put together the first couple of episodes. We'll do them live. We've got a nice little list of fun guests. Maybe one day we'll get like GP, CEO of SolidWorks, on here.
I'm sure we will at some point.
That will be fun to talk about his adventures. Like getting him in the wheelchair, just the idea of that led from watching him race an electric powered surfboard in the Maldives, I think, and just the smile he had on his face. I was like, he's definitely.
It was just like, we need to get him in that thing and just let him rip it.
Yeah, it's just all fun people who do cool things and that have some stories.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be good fun. So I think
really good fun.
It's a good place to end. Cool. Episode 1.
Episode 1
of the Core Podcast. Do you want to talk about why it's called the Core Podcast?
The Core Podcast. It's I mean, it goes back to a lot of the.
What's it called? Anagram. Ambigram.
Yeah, an anagram.
Ambigram.
Anagram. No, it's a good name. Go on, Kirby. You can do the honors.
Was it creating outer room entertainment?
Yeah.
Basically, we decided that we are the two best drinking buddies in the outer rim. It sounds crude, but the outer rim is definitely a Star Wars reference. You can look it up. You can Google it.
You should Google it.
Yeah, and we've just always been about the outer rim. And I thought we had to put that somewhere in the name, and the core podcast was born. And it starts here. Now.
Here, now, and everything we've got.
Sick. But yeah, we look forward to seeing you in the next one, in the next live one. Down below will be all of our social media everywhere you can follow, and we'll be posting on there when the next live stream will go on, and anything news. I always get I just speak, and my mind's just like, hang on, slow down, and then I stumble.
Put words together.
You can follow all of our social medias where we'll be sharing news about when everything is going to be happening on the next podcast. Cool. You happy with that?
Very happy.
Cool. Bye.
Bye-bye.